Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. Across the Fence, I'm Fran Stoddard. The dream of owning your own business has its perks and pitfalls. For new and beginning farmers in Vermont, there are resources to turn to for support, so those dreams don't turn into nightmares. One such program is Farm Beginnings. It's run by the Northeast Organic Farming Association of Vermont. Across the Fence recently visited with a farmer in the Northeast Kingdom who's gotten her new dairy business moving along, you might say, thanks to NOFA Vermont, some sweat equity, and a little luck. Here's Keith Silva.
The horseshoe hanging in Kylie Cook's modest milking parlor acts as a good luck charm for her cows and her new business.
I've been working on farms since I was 12, and it was just time to start doing my own thing.
Cook runs Sunday Bell Farm in North Danville. She keeps chickens for meat and eggs, and the freezer's full of fresh meat from the pigs and beef she's raised. But first and foremost, this is a raw milk dairy. That means the milk is sold unpasteurized, straight from the cow to the bottle to the consumer.
We sell raw milk direct to consumer through the farm store, farmers markets, and then home deliveries as well. I love cows. I love what they represent, their personalities, especially dairy, because it's more of a relationship. It's more of a partnership. We're in this for the long haul together, and it's just a very personal relationship, and that's what really brought me to dairy. And then raw milk, as a first-generation farmer, having access to certain markets is challenging. Access to loans and financing, access to land, it's just, there's certain challenges. And so at the end of the day, it just seemed easier to do raw milk in many ways, which fits into my lifestyle and my personal goals as well.
How'd you get interested in farming?
My mom, she always had a really big garden. She was a school
Cook and her husband Sam bought this property in October of 2020. The couple quickly got going, and by the time the snow started to fly, the farm business was up and running.
We'd been looking for years for a more traditional farm property, but seeking financing for that had its barriers. So this property, it's just a family home with a barn and then 20 acres, of which about 4 we can put our cows on. From there, we just kind of crossed our fingers. We said North Danville looks like a great town. There's plenty of dairy farms around, plenty of support. The barn was here, the house was here, but besides that, not a lot. So we had to do a lot of our own, building our own infrastructure and getting our system set up. We had to put water in the barn. We had to put lights in the barn. There was one outlet, so we needed to just get the electrical set up. We have great neighbors who want to help us out. We've been able to get leases for pasture and hay land, so that's how we kind of push past those barriers.
As she leads her cows to pasture, Cook's life and lifestyle feels pastoral. But neither idyllic settings nor idealistic intentions pay the bills.
Yeah, it's had its moments, but we're still in that adrenaline rush of like, oh hell yeah, we're doing it, and every day, it's very surreal, and it's just every day you wake up so thankful that you get to do it for another day. It can feel so sudden to have something that you've been thinking about for so many years, and then it actually happens and you're like, oh crap, like this is different now. What do I do? And so.
How long did it take you to figure out a farm as a business?
Oh, day one. You see that money coming out of your bank account and, you know, all the money that you worked so hard to make.
While Cook was building her business, her mom, who had inspired her to farm in the first place, told her about a program she heard about called Farm Beginnings. It's run by the Northeast Organic Farming Association of Vermont, better known as NOFA.
I could farm all day long, but the business side of things was challenging. So knowing that the Farm Beginnings program would provide me with a group of people that were working towards similar goals, as well as the assignments and the schedule of it all through the winter was nice for me to kind of map it all out in my head, like, okay, this is how it's going to happen and we're going to get it done.
We're doing a lot of farm visits for NOFA right now, so this is...
Megan Browning works at NOFA as a Farmer Services Program Facilitator.
The Farmer Services team at NOFA offers a lot of one-on-one business coaching and technical assistance, and the Farm Beginnings program is a really unique way to connect beginning farmers with each other and with the community of farmers and service providers in Vermont in a sort of cohort-based way that's a little bit different than what we were offering before.
NOFA is one of 14 organizations nationwide that use the Farm Beginnings curriculum. The program was started in 1966 by farmers and the Minnesota-based Land Stewardship Project. It's a year-long program that begins in the fall with classroom-based education. There's also a mentorship component, and participants take part in on-farm visits during the growing season.
The classroom-based portion is really business-focused, and so we start with a holistic management piece where we work on value setting and sort of a skills assessment. We move through some financial planning, some marketing skills. We do a little bit of land access education. The class will vary with folks who come in and already have access to land or not, and so we do some farm financing education. And the really cool thing about the program, I think, is that it's all taught by farmers and service providers in Vermont.
Learning in a classroom setting is one thing, but nothing beats learning one-on-one from someone who's been there and done that. That is, of course, as long as you're willing to ask for help.
I always struggled with asking for help. It's never something I've done or felt comfortable doing or just even like thought about doing. I just don't do it. And I feel like I owe somebody or I'm wasting somebody's time, especially a farmer, right? So the mentorship was probably the most attractive part of the program for me. I have had mentors my whole life who've stuck out their hand for me whenever I needed it, who've always given me help, and I still call upon today to help me. The fact that I could take what I was learning in the class and then see how somebody doing what I wanted to do, and they were doing it well, how they had kind of risen above the barriers. Yeah, it was a good thing to see.
It's kind of what we call jam picking.
Eugenie Doyle has been a dairy farmer and a small fruit and vegetable grower. She and her husband Sam Burr bought this farm in Moncton in 1986 and called it Last Resort Farm. The farm is now run by their son Silas. Doyle joined the NOFA Vermont Farm Beginnings program as a mentor for a simple reason.
I think I and pretty much every farmer who has learned sees it as part of the process to learn from other farmers. You don't really learn all about farming from books or from the internet. It's really impossible because there's so much hands-on work involved. So I think all of us learn from other farmers. To me, it's kind of a no-brainer. I mean, how else would anybody learn? And if future generations want to eat, then you have to have new farmers coming in. I think that the best thing that I can say to any of them is that you're doing a good job. It's really, and that you're under really difficult situations. This is work that's worth doing, and good for you for giving it a shot.
Why is that important, that encouragement?
There are a lot of pitfalls, there are a lot of challenges in terms of marketing, in terms of cultural practices, in terms of climate change. A lot of things come up that are challenges. So for people to be able to not give up before they get started, I think is really important.
The Farm Beginnings program depends on community, from farmers who provide experience and encouragement to organizations like UVM Extension who provide financial support.
New and beginning farmers and aspiring farmers have a lot at stake, and they're not necessarily as well prepared for the risks that they have to deal with in their farm businesses.
Jake Jacobs coordinates UVM Extension's programs on agricultural risk management and crop insurance education.
UVM Extension has a lot of their own programs, such as the Growing Places program and the New and Beginning Farmer program. But we also work collaboratively with a lot of other agricultural organizations and outside agencies, because ultimately we're all working together to try and support the success of farmers. We want agricultural enterprises to be able to succeed. and to get the information that they need. So this is another option. The funding for this actually comes from a USDA grant that's going through the NEFA program, and it's specifically for risk management education. That's all that these funds are used for. So it's obviously the mission of that program to be able to support courses like Farm Beginnings and the Growing Places program at UVM Extension.
The goal of all these programs is to meet farmers where they're at, both in business and in life.
One of the things that's really core to our Farmer Services program at NOFA is that we're meeting farmers' business goals and also quality of life goals. And I think that's something that is really unique about what we provide as NOFA's Farmer Services team. And Kylie and Sam seem to be doing a really great job at sort of building a business that meets those quality of life goals as well. So I think that's really impressive. And the other thing, I've said to Kylie before that just like getting into dairy in a time when dairy is like really in crisis is a really impressive thing, and just sort of doing it in a different way and kind of attracting different customers and really being committed to something that, Kylie mentioned, like raw milk dairy is challenging. There's a lot of regulations and risk involved, and they're just kind of like scaling slowly and doing what works for them. And it's been really, really great to see.
Farm Beginnings has helped Cook focus on the business of farming and gain perspective on the farm business.
You think I'll have time to work on this later. No. It's important to keep on top of it, make sure that you really are comprehending what you're doing. Don't just do it to do it because you're checking off an assignment. Do it to understand it. It's about building habits. I have my place where I put my shovel, right? So now I just need my place where I put all my receipts.
It's said, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. For farmers like Cook, it also helps to have peers, mentors, and educators willing to be there on the farm from the beginning. In North Danville, I'm Keith Silva with Across the Fence.
Thank you, Keith. In addition to funding from the USDA and National Institute of Food and Agriculture, Farm Beginnings is also made possible by support from the Canada Family Charitable Trust. Applications for the upcoming Farm Beginnings course can be found at NOFA's website. For more information, visit NOFA-VT.org and follow the link under Programs to Farmer Services. You can also call NOFA at 802-434-4122. Thank you for joining us Across the Fence. I'm Fran Stoddard. Stay well.